What is up, people? Welcome to Shelfside Unicorn Show.
Yes,
Jiving away. It was some good jiving, right, Barry?
Well, look, I'd like to think that we give the people what they want, and no one has a dancing unicorn as their countdown timer. So,
nope.
Hey, why not? Why not? So, I'm good.
That is what we do on Shelfside. We bring the people what they want. And I know for a fact that there have been people out there who haven't said it, but they've been desperate for a dancing unicorn countdown, And so that's what we had to do. We have to give the people what they want. It's what we're known for, And also, I mean, I'm going to do things slightly the wrong way around. That's why we have one of the guests that we have on tonight. It's just about giving the people what they want, and making them moist, So that's a little clue. That's a little clue for watching several.
Misses.
I know. It's a very
shall we see who's in the chat?
Let's have a look at who's in the chat. Who's in the chat? Tell me.
Big up to Mark Cousins. Big up Shelfside. Thursday night sorted again. Kuva99. This is the kind of high quality content the fans have been asking for, probably. Paddy, what the name of God am I watching? Well, there's a bit of me, bit of Rez, bit of a unicorn. So yeah, you get it all. So obviously for those people that are on the other side of the world or just getting in from a night out, they're probably going to think, what the hell is in my drink?
No, that's after the unicorn. That's
okay. Sorry. After the unicorn. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. It could have been me dressed up as a unicorn doing that dance. That could have been disturbing. So
that could have been disturbing. And bear in mind, I've seen you in a pink Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
I might wear that next week. I found it the other day. Phil Baby is slightly aroused.
Good. And no, Phil, you're not the only one.
Ishak, big up to Ishak. I know he was at the protest last week, so big up Ishak. Bobby K, what the fuck have I tuned into? Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But hold on. Compared to what you, Bobby, experience pretty much on a daily basis driving your bus through Toronto, that should have been tame, right? That should have been nothing. Or am I wrong?
It could be. Bobby K has seemed to have got close to one of the guests. I'm not going to put it up because he let it up. Big up to Chris Agenbar, the favourite Agenbar of the YouTube community.
Yes.
And Holly. No relation. No relation.
Yeah, it's tied between Chris and Holly. It's like joint first.
Chris and Holly, that sounds like no, I'm not going to go there. So that is who is in the chat at the moment. There is 18 wonderful people watching. So if we could get you to, hang on, what am I doing? Hide the current comment. Come on, here we go.
You need to, all of you, in a very sensual way, I think, fondle the like button.
Yeah. That was like seamless. We give you permission to fondle it as well if you've enjoyed the stream.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if out there in YouTube watching land, you want to light a couple of candles, dim the lights, play a little bit of, I don't know, a bit of smooth jazz, and then fondle the like button. Who are we to say you nay? Really?
And have some tissues nearby, which I know Bobby K does. Which I know Bobby K does. So
Bobby K always has tissues nearby for.
He does. I just realised I need a fucking haircut. That's
you do actually. You're getting a bit hairy.
I am more Ranjwok this evening than I am than I am Barry. Obviously, I will have to rectify that for my appearance on Saturday, which I'm sure you can all agree.
You've only just had a haircut. I mean, yours must grow at a rate of knots.
Yeah, so we're talking backstage, right? That when you have a shave, Rez, you shaved about half an hour ago, right? So then the beard's already back. I had a haircut couple of weeks ago, and now it looks like I've not had a haircut. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
I think you know how
Bobby K.
Oh, excellent. You know how
Okay.
they do like subscription services for like everything now, where you
Yeah.
pay monthly no matter what it is. I think for you specifically, a pay monthly subscription service for haircuts would be useful though.
Okay.
Because you do use them so often. Your hair does grow very, very quickly. I'm just jealous because we're of a similar age and I've got none left.
Yeah, well, I'm jealous of the beard growage from certain members of the in here now, and obviously in the back room. I'm just jealous. I can't do anything. I think if this is like 5 days growth, as you can see, it's like pathetic.
Mate, you wouldn't say that if it actually grew. The pain in the arse of having to bloody constantly shave the bastard thing. God.
Exactly. Big up Welsh Gal. She's in the chat as well. Anyway, should we get some tips on?
I think that it's high time we did, because we're coming up to that point where I have to be very careful that that I wait for the timer to finish before I say the word cunt.
Okay.
So
interesting fact. Yeah, interesting fact. Big up, Daniel. Interesting fact. The YouTube algorithm now will apportion. I don't know if I'm saying this right. The percentage of hits to swearing, and it will rank the stream on swearing. And
really,
yeah, it's going to heavily do it. So obviously, if anyone's seen Danny Kiriakou on stream, then he's absolutely fucked, because whatever stream he goes on, that'll get taken down, because he literally, I mean, even to the point where I did the watch along with him a few weeks ago, and even I found I was swearing more just being with him, and the TV had to get turned off because all the kids were watching while I was effing and jeffing next to Danny Kiriakou. So yeah, it's
what we call it now, effing and jeffing.
Effing and jeffing. And I did speak to, just in case everyone's wondering, I think I'm going to make it we're going to have a new segment of the show of How's Danny, because obviously he told me he was going to call me 2 weeks ago, and he eventually called me back today. Obviously he's now in Amsterdam. I think that may have something to do with why he has delayed calling me, potentially.
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is about standard for a Danny Kiriakou callback.
Oh, okay.
Any more than that, I'd start to worry, but only a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get our guests on, because they've been waiting patiently. They've seen a dancing unicorn, a dancing Rezinator, a dancing Ranjwok. God knows what their minds must be. So,
are we going to bring them on in order of moistening ability?
What, least moist first, or most moist?
That is the question. Do we bring them in that order, like least to most moistening, or most to least?
Well, I mean, look, they will make. I mean,
both of them. Yeah, both of them are going to lead to flooding. So.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, hello. Yes, put the flood warning out. Yeah. It's the right time to put the flood warning out. Yeah, cool. Yeah, sorry, that was just a Met Office just letting us know that.
Let's not tell them. Let's not tell them if we're doing it in most to least moistening.
Yeah, because that would be cruel, wouldn't it? So
yeah,
let's
when they come on, then they can decide between themselves who is the more moistening of the two.
Yeah. So anyway, let's bring them both on at the same time, and then pretty much the same time. There you go. Now, everyone, just take a step back. Okay, allow the moistening to happen. Yeah, let it drizzle out of you. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now breathe. There we go. We can continue. There we go. See, obviously, Barry and I are immune to the moistening because we know these guys, But for everyone else, it's just like tidal waves of moist. Jacob, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for the invite. I'm feeling a little bit better. I've been under the weather the past couple weeks just because First time I ever got COVID happened just last week. So getting over that, but feeling much better. Happy to be here, guys.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And Has, long time no speak. How you doing?
Yeah, nothing like watching a psychedelic unicorn for 5 minutes to get your Thursday night started. I must admit, that's how I knew I was back on the shelf side Spurs, because you guys would
Absolutely.
pull out something ridiculous like that out of the bag.
Absolutely.
And
We're all about.
just on COVID, Jacob, I must say I've got COVID myself at the moment, so I'm feeling you, brother. Feeling
Oh, man.
What
day are you on?
I didn't have a great Easter Monday.
Damn.
Got COVID and then fell over and smashed my head on a coffee table as well.
Oh,
and stitches on my head. But look, I'm back here. I'm ready to go. Battling through it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Hang in there, man. Lots of water. Someone told vitamin D, C, zinc, and magnesium. I did that, and I got better pretty quickly too. So
yeah, exactly. Loads of fluids.
Loads of fluids. Yeah, load up.
Do you know what though? Also, you'll be aware that Has is also famous for being on MasterChef.
Yep.
Also, John Terrain, if you're watching tonight, mate, you are wrong. Has was right.
I'm watching him.
We're watching because we trust Has over you.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Any Middle Eastern person watching that would be screaming at the screen saying, "What are you talking about, you Aussie bellend?" Right? I mean, I like John Terrain.
Tell me the stories, because I'm someone who I didn't know Has was.
Oh my god,
I didn't know he was on MasterChef. I didn't know
he was on MasterChef, mate.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, it was pretty huge, and we were all like bigging it up.
That's what they would say. That's what they would say.
We were all excited, right? And we were going, does that mean he's going to win it? Does that mean he gets to the final? He gets knocked out in the first episode or whatever it was, or second episode that he was on. And I'm like, Has has just disappointed us, but it wasn't Haz's fault.
Wasn't.
Has explained the story.
Go on, Has.
Part of my first dish, Jacob, I cooked a dish with aubergine and everything else, and to accompany, I cooked some rice. But the Middle Eastern way of cooking rice, and in this instance, like Turkish way of cooking rice, is to use a bit of butter in the rice, okay? Because you fry some vermicelli underneath, etc., etc. So I bring my plate through, and he starts tasting it. Nice. And then he's like, "Did you use butter in this rice?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he said to me, "Well, that was a mistake." So I was just standing there thinking, a man who's been around the world, knows everything, about culinary, goods and whatever, should know, if he's been to Turkey, that they use butter in their rice. So he said to me, "Oh, it stops the palate from being able to taste anything else on the plate and everything else." So I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, or standing there, I'm thinking, what's this man on about? But yeah, he done my legs in a little bit, and after the show, when everyone watched it, a lot of my friends and a lot of people from the cooking scene were going to me, he absolutely done use, because it's just ridiculous. And even I think it was Marcus Wearing even mentioned somewhere. I don't know if you lot all know Marcus Wearing, but he's a top chef, and even he mentioned the thing about butter was ridiculous as well. So there you go. That's my story, Jacob.
Interesting. So this man was wrong on national television, is what I'm hearing.
Any Iranian will tell you about tadik, which that's a similar thing that they do in Turkey. You put butter or another fat to crisp the rice on the bottom, right? Yeah. That's what it is. So you have to put a bit of oil in rice when it's cooking anyway, to try and keep the things from clumping together. He's just talking about sticky rice that you get in East Asia that he's a big fan of, and so all rice has to be like that, apparently.
Can I just answer Mark Cousins? Big up to you, by the way, Mark Cousins.
Yes.
Right, I'll be honest with you, right? The better of the two, the much better of the two, was Greg Wallace. Greg Wallace is a top bloke. I would have him on my show any day. Any show that I do, I would have him on my show because he's a top bloke. But John was sort of, stuck up his own, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
wasn't a big fan, but Greg on the other hand, top bloke, top
Excellent.
bloke.
Wonderful, wonderful. Right.
I think that it is now time. You see, it wasn't seamless then, Nick. It wasn't seamless.
I seem to seem.
Do you know? There was an obvious break there. Should we start? Should we try again?
Hang on.
Let's try again.
Oh, bloody hell! I don't even. Now you've thrown me completely. Right, go
That's it. Okay. So ignore all that. I think it's now time, don't you, Nick, for Spurs on this day a la histoire. How many did you have for us? How many did you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've gone away this week from that Twitter account, Tottenham on this day in history, that just goes.
Have they posted any wins at all?
Let me just have a quick look. Hang
in
on.
case people don't know, I'll explain. There is a Twitter account called Spurs on this day in history, and Nick has, as part of his research for Spurs on this day a la histoire, has found some information from them. They basically go on there and say, on this day in this year, Tottenham played this team, either home or away, and then gives the score. And every single one that we found has been a loss. So we're thinking that it's some toss monkey taking the piss out of Spurs.
Yeah, so I think actually this one they've gone away from this, and they've gone to 2 draws. There's only 2 today on Tottenham Hotspur on this day. So it's at THFC _ on this day on Twitter. On the 13th of April 1998, Tottenham Hotspur played at home against Coventry. The final score was Spurs 1, Coventry 1.
Okay.
The next one, Tottenham Hotspur on the 13th of April 2002 played at home against West Ham. The final score was Spurs 1, West Ham 1.
Okay.
So that's how riveting, let's just say, that account is. So I appreciate when I'm struggling for on this day in history, I will go to that as backup. So, but we have 5 with a little bit more content, let's just say.
Fantastic.
On this day in 1900, we're going all the way back to 1900, a 2-0 win against defending champion Southampton secured the Southern League title. So, there we go. We then go to 1914. It starts off not so pleasing. It's not what you think. So, not so pleasing was the result of this first division game at Middlesbrough. Spurs conceded 6 without reply, the heaviest defeat in a season that had started so promisingly with 3 wins in a row.
Damn.
So that wasn't so good. Wasn't so good at all. The next one was 1974.
Mark was there.
Mark was there. Okay. Wow. Mark, you look good for your age. I've seen you in flesh. 1974, Spurs 3, Southampton 1. Spurs hadn't won a league game since early February, but they had progressed to the semi-final of the UEFA Cup. Goals from John Pratt and Martin Chivers with 2.
Nice.
This is like you know when you're like sitting there thinking manager every 18 months, results. These are like going on the same sort of pattern. Hadn't won a game since early February. Blah 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 blah. This one's even better though. 1998. Spurs still weren't sure of avoiding relegation. Christian Gross's team needed every point. And this, obviously, we were talking about earlier. And Nicola Berti's goal gave them another right point against Coventry. So, Tottenham on this day in history, you could have put this in your tweet, not just the score. So,
a couple of weeks after that game, on a particular day, which was my birthday, we played Wimbledon and beat them 6-2 at Selhurst Park. And that was my very, very first Spurs game live that I'd gone to see.
Wow.
I might be showing my age here, but they played at Selhurst Park, Wimbledon?
Wimbledon, yeah. You see, back then, Wimbledon was only one club as well. Now there are two clubs. One of them is called MK Dons, who play in Milton Keynes, which is a different town.
Oh,
And you have
probably got
AFC
Telly,
Wimbledon, who play in that area. Wimbledon used to play at somewhere
Plough Lane?
Plough
Plough
Lane,
Lane.
that's right. But then they lost possession of their stadium, and they had to basically play at a different ground. And the only ground that was pretty much close enough they could play at was Crystal Palace's, which is Selhurst Park.
Oh wow,
They played at Selhurst Park for like 4 seasons or something silly like that.
Yeah, they did, because I went to go and watch Wycombe Wanderers in the FA Cup against Wimbledon at Selhurst Park. It was a horrible place to get to from where I live. Obviously, it might not be horrible if you live around the corner, obviously. But horrible place to get to. And it ended, I think it was a 13-11 on a penalty shootout in the replay. So it was incredible. It was an incredible penalty shootout because it was Wycombe missed, then Wimbledon missed, then Wimbledon missed, then Wycombe had a chance, then they missed, and then it got down to the keepers taking it. So it was an incredible penalty shootout, I must say. And obviously that year, which was 2001, Wycombe went all the way to the semi-finals where they lost 2-1 to Liverpool at Villa Park. Emil Heskey and Robbie Fowler scored the goals for Liverpool, and Keith Ryan scored in the 87th minute for Wycombe, and everyone thought, oh, could there be a little shock on their hands here? Could they get it back? But sadly, they didn't. And it took Liverpool, I think, 72, 73 minutes to get the first goal. So it was an interesting thing. And it's also, I think, the first game that we talk about, like the TIFO, to Dare is to Do and Dare Dream Do and Harry and everything else. This was the first time that I'd ever seen it. And obviously Wycombe play in the light blue and dark blue quarters. And the whole end was, obviously, we held up the different colours, and it replicated the light blue and dark blue as the players came out. So it was pretty cool. So that was probably the first TIFO. And Alan Sibley says, can't believe Rez is taking credit for a Spurs win.
Why not, Alan? Someone has to.
Exactly. And the final on this day in history, is from 2001.
Okay.
Tottenham exit the Champions League after losing 1-0 to Real Madrid through an error by Aurelio Gomez. So I thought we'd finish on a.
How many times have we heard that phrase? An error by Aurelio Gomez.
Yeah, that's
an error in general.
An error. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I heard he actually had his name changed by Depot, his first name to an error by, and then changed Aurelio as his middle name.
So that is Spurs on this day à la histoire.
Indeedly. So I believe, having got that out of our system, we have a match to discuss.
Do we?
Briefly.
Yeah. Give us your thoughts. We'll go round. Jacob, why don't you kick us off? While you're doing that, I'm just going to go and use the facilities.
All right. Lovely.
Make sure you wash your hands, Rez.
Yeah, make sure you wash your hands. It's vital. Also gives me a nice
That's
visual
why
to think
that's
about.
why I asked you, Jacob, so he can listen to you while he's in the toilet. He might
Oh,
not be giving
no.
facilities, so.
Naughty boy. For me, anytime Son scores is a great day, especially when he scores and we win. 10th minute, he scores a banger. Outside the box. Curler off. Come on. Far post. That's as beautiful as it gets. That's Youngman's Son. Is trademarked. He can do it on the left, the right, the middle. He can do it with all 3 legs. So anytime he scores, like I said, it's a good time. Harry Kane hitting the game winner. I'm getting used to that. I could get used to that again. It was nice to see us playing that way. I thought VAR was a little friendly to us. But again, my stance on it is I ain't seen nothing. When it comes to that stomp from Højbjerg, I ain't seen nothing, officer. I don't know who was there. I didn't even think it was Højbjerg. I only said Højbjerg because I heard someone say Højbjerg. I didn't see nothing. As far as the other VAR goals getting disallowed, etc., I ain't seen nothing, officer. That's how I feel, and I will say that till the day I'm dead, because honestly, how many times have I left a game feeling like we just got fucked by the refs? How many times I feel like, oh, how can this stand, this atrocity, this injustice? We need fucking Batman from Gotham to come rain down some terror so we can get some VAR justice. And you know what? This is just a matter of fact. On the day, VAR was nice to us. They were maybe rectifying some of those old goal goals, maybe not. But at the same time, I ain't seen nothing, Your Honor. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't plead the fifth. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't say nothing. I ain't hear nothing. Thank you, VAR. But hey, we get 3 points. No matter how she looked, you still got her. So at the end of the day, some would say it's all feels the same in the end. And 3 points, it's just 3 points. So fuck it. Fuck it. That's how I feel about it. It's a dirty 3 points, but I'll take it. I don't really care. Like I said, it all shakes out in the wash at the end of the day. We'll get fucked by VAR soon enough, and everyone will be like, this is what they get for that. But they're all going to be forgetting the 10 games in the back of my mind that I can remember in the last 3 years that VAR just completely took the piss out of us. Like Lucas Moura falling, getting the hit in the hand after he got like 1-2'd by, I mean, come on. That's fucking like it's stuff like that. And I hate that. I hate seeing that kind of stuff. And you know what? It's long overdue. So I'm happy for the 3 points.
Has your view on the game, sir?
Yeah, 3 points, but there was certainly more than 3 points to talk about after that match. I have to put it in the words of the great Mark Cousins. We were shit. End of. Mark Cousins summed it up really, really well.
Yep.
Great use of words. Kept it nice and short to 5 words. That's it, really. But look, we rode our luck.
No,
luck.
I'm not.
Is it? I mean,
no, I'm not.
Is it fair to? I mean,
Fuck
I
the
think.
Seagulls.
Look, I've got no great love for Brighton. I've got no great hatred for Brighton.
Well, how do you feel about Seagulls?
Seagulls.
They are chip stealing bastards. That's what Seagulls are.
Sandwich stealing. I hate them.
If they take my ice cream, I'm gonna fuck them, right? But outside of that, approach. Yeah, outside of that, I'm fairly neutral, right? But the one thing I'll say, I think Brighton, it's not the fact that they got decisions go against them. It's the manner of them as to how egregious they are. They were awfully robbed. It's one thing being a bit unlucky with decisions. That was just something else. What do you guys?
The thing is, Rez, they were the better side. They themselves would have known that on the day they pissed all over us. Okay,
Absolutely.
That's what made tempers flare even more.
Yeah.
The fact that the decisions were going against them,
yeah,
but they were the far superior side. They were. The score doesn't do them justice. Let's be honest.
No.
Yes, Son got an absolutely fantastic goal to get his 100th goal. We've got to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
He did something that he very rarely did this season.
Yeah.
And that is coming off the left,
play with freedom,
to shoot,
play like a Sonny Unchained.
He has hardly done that this season, and he did it during that game. So props to Son for that, and also props to Kane for popping up when we needed him, and finishing off that move. But look, let's make no bones about it. Brighton should have come away with something from that game, if not all 3 points.
We could have been 3-1 down. We could have been 3-1 down.
3 or 4-1 down, let's be honest.
4-1 down, yeah.
I'll start with a Welbeck goal because that was contentious at best. Did it come off his hip? Did it come off his arm? It's hard to tell.
No, it did. It came off his arm.
The benefit of the doubt in that position.
Came off his arm.
Maybe we give goalkeepers benefit of the doubt when it comes down to it. So why not give the benefit of the doubt to strikers or anyone in a striking position? Anyhow,
real quick, the rule says you can't let it hit your arm. That's just the rule, bro.
Yeah, but
again, the fact that it hit his arm, wrong place, wrong time.
I'm going to cover that in my rant actually because that's part of it. But
in terms of the Mitoma goal, sorry to cut you up, Chris.
I don't know what goals you're talking about.
No, the Mitoma, the penalty.
The one off his bicep.
Right, the one that comes off his.
Oh yeah.
Off his shirt or whatever it is. First glance, I'm thinking, nah. But then you look at what happened with Sissoko in the Champions League final. Okay, and I judge everything off that now. I judge every penalty decision, every handball decision based on that now. Yeah, because what happened during the Champions League final, the first few minutes when we conceded a penalty, was downright injustice for me. So I base everything off that. Okay. However, having said that, we could have been a goal down at that point.
Yep.
Perfectly good goal. He took it down perfectly, and if it's to the letter of the law, then it should have been given. Penalty decision. Højbjerg. What was the difference between that and the one awarded to I believe it was Southampton for their third goal?
Yeah.
For me, right? Okay, we've had decisions in the past. Okay, VAR, against Manchester City is probably one of the biggest ones we've had. That was in itself an injustice to Manchester City as well. Let's be honest about it. The fact that we got through to a final, semi-final off the back of that, it's not talked about, is it? Let's be honest. But for me, look, VAR in general, I think they hold too much power in Stockley Park. For me, they can influence the games, and that's the impression that I get. And I base that off the fact that there's inconsistencies every single week. Every single week we see a similar position where a player takes someone down.
Yep.
And it's given, and then the following week, same position again, and it's not given. So where is the consistency?
I'll tell you where it is.
All across the board. I'm sorry, but
yeah, it has. They had that in the Liverpool Arsenal game. Salah pretty much got manhandled to the floor, which in other days that would probably be other games that had probably been given. And then obviously, it was clever of what I think it was Jota at the time did to get in front of Holding. But again, that was kind of a bit similar to what Højbjerg did. He kind of trod on his foot.
Not true.
I guarantee you that
didn't happen.
I guarantee
Didn't stomp
you
on
now,
shit. It was a phantom stomp.
If that was the beginning of the season, right? That was the first, that was the 6th game of the season. Liverpool-Arsenal, that would have been given. The fact that we're down to the very last few games now and every game means something, you put the pieces together. You put the puzzle together because you can see where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
There's more importance on that penalty than there would be in the first 4 or 5 in the first few games.
I don't know what penalty you're talking about. You keep talking about all these things that happened. I don't remember those.
So Matoma
goal. When did he score?
Matoma had the ball. He brought the ball down in the box. He turned and shot. I don't know if it went in or not, but Højbjerg trod on his foot.
Oh no, sorry, the other
one went down.
Yeah, but if that's Son, everyone's saying, "Oh, what a poor first touch Son has." I'm not buying it. Fuck him.
It's got nothing to do with it.
Harry Kane has actually got worse first.
It does. That shit happens to players every day, every Saturday, every Sunday. If there's games on Monday, it's gonna happen on Monday.
Well, they get fouled in the box.
Yes, and it doesn't get called.
Yeah,
it happens every fucking day, and for us to sit here and be like, "Oh, well, poor Brighton."
It went to VAR, Jacob. Yeah.
Fuck them in the room too. It don't matter. It don't matter. What matters is
it does, because the point of VAR, and actually this is going to help with the rant.
Don't matter.
We're going to go to my rant now, right?
Hang on. You haven't asked me.
Yeah, I know, but it's all dovetailing into that. We'll come back to the match in a second.
Okay, all right. So you're going to rant now, are you?
I'm going to rant now, yeah, okay? My rant is something that I've talked about a number of times on this channel, and that's fucking referees in English football, okay? This set of this entire organization for officiating football matches that we have right now is completely 100% from top to bottom at every level, at every granular stage that you want to look at, utterly unfit for purpose. There is nothing that qualifies any referee, in my opinion, to referee or officiate a top level football match at all. The PGMOL is a complete waste of space and should not exist. Additional to that, there have to be new things brought in where referees are required to publicly account for their decisions at the time of a match, at the end of a match. Yep. They should be interviewed like players are, like managers are. It has to happen now. Referees should also be taken out of fucking TV studios and off the newspapers. Yeah, if they are qualified, seemingly to pontificate on decisions being made, then they should be dragged in front of the cameras to answer for their decisions as well. Do that first, and then get their expert opinion in organs like Sky News website, The Sun newspaper, or BT Sports Studio with Peter I'm a total bellend Walton. Okay?
Facts.
Enough is enough.
Facts.
Look at what has been going on the last week. Did you know that the PGMOL apologised to Brighton this weekend? Did you know that that is the third time that the PGMOL have apologised to Brighton this season? Yeah? A single club has had them apologise to 3 times by this fuckwit organisation. They are not fit for duty. Right now, what has to happen is that the PGMOL should be stripped of all its duties completely. Okay? They should not be licensed. They should not be allowed near an English football match as an organisation. Completely gone. The FA should take over responsibility for refereeing and officiating on an interim basis. And what should be done is that they should bring in new laws into the game. In English football, I don't give a shit about anywhere else, that prevents referees from forming a guild, which is what the PGMOL is. They all defend each other. They all work for each other. They all cover each other's back. Peter Walton was grilled by Robbie Savage when that happened about Howard Webb, right? And Peter Walton admitted that Howard Webb was his friend. So how can we expect Peter Walton to actually be critical of referees when his mate is in charge, is the technical director of PGMOL?
Yep.
Someone explain that to me. Yeah? How is it that the Mitrovic incident, and I'm not advocating violence or any kind of physicality against a referee, explain to me how Mitrovic gets an 8-game ban purely because he took the arm of a referee. They are not gods. We've got to stop treating them like gods. We have to treat them like the useless shit that they are. Get them in front of the camera and start getting some standards into the game. They should be independent contractors, contracted on a tranche-by-tranche basis, and only the best referees are then hired again. You can't just go through the qualification process, say, here's your whistle, and then go off and ruin the lives of thousands of fans every week through shit decisions. And VAR should be taken out of their hands as well. It should be under the hands of an independent panel that does not have a referee on it. That is what should happen. Get PGMOL out of English football. I don't want to see the likes of Michael Oliver, Peter Walton, whoever the other, Stuart Atwell, that Craig Pawson twat, anywhere near our game again. Get them out.
Okay, so Rez is on the fence there. So, no, look, yeah, Rez, 100%. I mean, I think just jumping back to my thoughts on the game, I think we all thought that we were probably going to get an absolute slapping. I said Brighton were going to win 3-1.
Sorry. I'm very sorry. There's one other thing that I also wanted to say. You've got to bear in mind that back in February, De Zerbi was in the newspapers as saying that he doesn't want another meeting with Howard Webb because he's not satisfied with them. He is very critical. I am firmly of the belief that they gave Brighton a punishment this weekend for him speaking out a couple of weeks ago. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and look, obviously we kind of gone over it. Look, I think in terms of what happened, there was obviously the things on the pitch. There was the things off the pitch with the benches coming together. Obviously, De Zerbi was a bit upset because Stellini had said it was just Graham Potter's team and he hadn't really done much. And obviously, Stellini was trying to make out like he was a manager, and obviously De Zerbi got a bit upset by that. That's what the kind of first things were, where they had those words before the game. Obviously, it then carried on with the injustice. And look, I think for me, that Matoma one, yeah, fine, not an issue to disallow it, but I don't see how they didn't see that push in the back from Christian Romero. So it's, yeah, they obviously took a Jacob view on it.
I ain't see shit. Run up, get done up, cuz. That's the rules. In America, we got commandments. I was about to say, in America, we got commandments. No, you can plead the fifth.
Texas
Come
thing
on
you're
to
gonna get,
America,
isn't it?
plead the fifth, man. Come on.
Yeah, but
There's
look,
enough room on the arc for everybody.
I think that this is. We all thought this was a game we were gonna lose, but we won it. So obviously, when we come to it later on, there's a game that we probably think that we should win. We'll end up probably losing. And I think if it was us and the other way around, I think we'd all probably be going mad about the decision.
Can I say something about this also? I always say, even when we do get fucked by VAR or the refs stiff us at the end of a match, I always say, do not leave it up to the refs. You need to take care of business within that 90 minutes. So therefore, if they make a shitty call or a call your way, it doesn't affect what you're still doing or what you have done. So I call it the both ways. Whenever it fucks us, I call it the same way whenever it helps us. And so I don't understand why everyone's so sympathetic to the fucking Seagulls. Fuck them. Fuck them.
We're not sympathetic to the Seagulls.
Yeah, everyone on here sounds like you're like, oh, the VAR did them so wrong. Matoma, they stepped on Matoma, and it's just like,
Jake, it's not sympathy for Brighton per se. Yeah, it is the standard of refereeing in this country. It is. Well,
it's been shit. It's been shit. So it's like complaining about the car that you've been driving. It's like, well, no one's done anything to fix it. We've still been taking it to work every day.
Again, the problem is because in English football, the whole system is a closed shop. Yeah, you have the FA, which is appointed. They're not elected in any way. There's no democratization of that process. The FA is just a load of people that people say, yeah, we'll have him in the FA. You got the PGMOL, which is exactly the same. Yeah, someone basically can join the PGMOL and then they are protected. Yeah, and they've got lovely little sympathetic journalists, okay, who put out little articles about the poor little snowflake referees being abused everywhere. Oh, diddums. Yeah.
Hey, the rules, you can't touch them. You can't touch them.
Why? And exactly. So that's the point. If you can't touch these people.
Well, in Brazil, the refs get their head cut off. I've seen referees missing heads after matches from Brazil. And in Mexico, they stomp each other to death.
That's Brazil. That's Brazil. We're not talking about Brazil. We're talking about England.
But I'm just providing providing the fact that this happens everywhere. That the fact that the FA's corrupt, every soccer federation, to my understanding, in every nation is pretty fucked.
We're not necessarily talking about corruption here. We're talking about the fact that there are things that could be done that could fix this. Yeah. There are countries, if you want to give me an example of bad, I'll give you an example of good. There are countries out there in which referees are actually called to account for what they do. Yeah. They're not treated as gods. They're not treated as this untouchable guild that can't be criticized. That's the point. It's got to be a balance between the two. I'm not advocating this idea that referees should have absolutely no influence on the game. Their job is to run the game. But at the same time, when you have thousands of people's lives are affected by their decisions. You cannot have that in a vacuum. You can't do that in isolation. These people have to answer. They say that there's accountability, but the accountability is within themselves. They only answer to each other. And that is where the problem is. You put them in front of a camera, right, to explain their shit decisions every week, every game. I won't say a word. Right? As long
I think that's fair. No, that's fair to put them in front of it like they do in Italy. They say, okay, what the hell was this? What was that? And I get it. Answer for your crimes. I understand. But like when we're looking back at Brighton, I just think it's a little funny that when we look back at a match like that, we're all going to be like, oh, Brighton got the wrong end of the stick. Man, I'm tired of being on the wrong end of the fucking stick. Finally, we weren't the ones getting beat by that damn stick, and I'm just thankful.
That is accepting
That's accepting the nature of the reality of the situation that we're in, and that's just what it is, though.
But this is the problem. If you're happy that we got the points this time because of refereeing decisions, then you're saying that when we don't get them because of refereeing decisions, that's just as positive an outcome, which it isn't. The point is it's a negative outcome, no matter what the outcome is. Whether or not we get the points, we share the points, or we don't get the points. The point here is that the referees have got to be better. The reason they're not better is because they're not required to be better. That's all we need.
Is refereeing their full-time job?
Yes.
In the UK?
And do you know how much some of these fuckers get paid? Do you know how much some of these fuckers get paid? When a referee first gets accepted into the top bracket, they get a £75,000 retainer for nothing.
Nice.
Some of them are paid nearly £200,000 a year. Okay, tell me that there's not a problem.
Hey, they get their money up, not their funny up, and I appreciate that as an American who values the dollar. But also, hey, the letter of the law. We're talking about letter of the law. Back to the Mitrovic thing. You don't grab the referee. You don't. That's just a rule, and that's in a lot of leagues. That's the rule, and that's a lot of different sports.
I agree with that rule. I agree with that rule. However, the point here is that he was given an 8-game ban. Right, it wasn't like he punched the ref. It wasn't like he caused physical harm to the ref. He was just trying to talk to him. He was just like if you go up to someone, right, who's sort of walking away and they're walking away quickly, you want to talk to them. You grab the arm.
Motherfucker, get over here. Yeah, I know.
Right, watch it again. You'll see. What about the referee that elbowed Robertson, or the linesman that elbowed Robertson in the face at the wall?
I applaud that linesman.
Yeah, listen.
I mean, there's also a referee that Bruno Fernandes put his hands on.
We might think that Andy Robertson is a pile of shit and we don't like him. I think that, okay? I can't stand the guy, right? But so basically, what's going to happen to that referee? Nothing. Nothing is going to happen to him. The PGMOL will take that into their own little guild, right? Like this.
Horrible analogy, Alan.
Internally, right? And I will guarantee within a couple of games, less than 8 games, that linesman will be back on the line at some point, or on doing VAR. Stuart Atwell, who made all those shit decisions this weekend, he's in fucking action this weekend. He's on VAR duty, right? This weekend. So how many more bad calls are we going to get, right?
What about the ref that was consoling Pep Guardiola when we scored in the 90-plus minute?
Yeah,
what about? But I'm saying there's that's what I don't understand. Like sometimes the bread loaf falls in your lap. Sometimes you got to go take it. Sometimes it's taken from you. And the reality is we're just Aladdin out here and we just got to eat. You just got to eat. We got the 3 points. Yum, yum.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
So if you follow that logic, you can't criticize anything. You can't analyze anything.
You can, but like at least be appreciative of the fact that we didn't get that we were the predator instead of the prey today.
I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about the refereeing.
Yeah? So basically, what we should have done is just gone with Mark Cousins' analogy. We were shit end off.
And we were. And I'll talk about the game. And I'll turn around and say we were utterly dreck. There was virtually no redeeming features to be seen in that game by that Spurs side. Thank God we got rid of Conte, right? And we were lucky. We were incredibly lucky to get 3 points.
We were.
That's my view of the game. Now I'm talking about referees. They're shit.
Can I just
I agree. I agree with you, Rez.
Can I just add something to that game?
Yes.
After the spat on the touchline between, the technical area, De Zerbi and everyone else, which I thought was pathetic, fun. By the way, I thought it was just pathetic.
I thought it was fun.
And I thought, for me, Stellini's reaction was pathetic as well, just standing there like a gormless figure, and I said this on another show before as well, at least show a bit of passion, show that you care, and try and get the fans on your side a bit, and even the players as well, because if they can see that, you're putting some passion into it, that you care about what's going on, you're just standing there. Yeah, what's that say about someone who's in charge for the next 8 games, for a limited amount of games? It says, I'm not really bothered. I'm here just to see out the games and fuck off, basically. Yeah. And credit to Mason, who, by the way, I don't think should be placed in charge next season, considering what people have been saying out there. But I've got to give him credit for changing things up in that period where he took charge. Okay, he put Dyer into midfield, pushed him up a little bit, put Danjuma on. We managed to get a goal. Showed a bit of initiative. So good on the lad. And one thing I'll say about Mason is whenever he's been called upon, he's come in. He hasn't moaned about it, and he's just got on with the job.
Got on with Benj and Bale right before the final. Informed Bale.
He's not the right person for the job going forward. He's not got nowhere near enough experience for me.
Nowhere near.
But then again, at the moment, as it stands, it doesn't really matter who comes in.
Correct.
People are saying, we can't have him because why has he won? Okay, but we had Conte and Mourinho who won everything. So which one do you want? We can't have it all. I'm sorry for going on to a rant. Rez has just been on a rant, and now I'm on a rant. But
no, well, we've got spaces for rants. Okay. We've got panel rants.
everyone who's going on about, well, I want Nagelsmann instead of Slot because he's won more and he's done more than Slot. Well, either way, we'll know that whoever comes in, they're going to be fucked. Okay, so I'd rather have someone come in who can take charge of the team and do a decent job at least. Okay, working under the duress of Daniel Levy and co. Okay, I'd rather that because for me, it doesn't matter if we go for a top class manager or someone who's just coming out of the championship in company. And personally, my view on company is that the guy's done brilliantly at Burnley, if you ask me. And for people that are saying, well, he's got no Premiership experience. Well, hold on a minute. He's won multiple titles. He's won multiple trophies. He was one of the best defenders in the Premier League. He certainly knows his way around the Premier League and how to play in the Premier League. So
the idea of Premiership experience for a manager is useless anyway. There's no specifically Premier League way of playing football.
But yet those same people are calling for Gallardo.
Yeah,
who manages in Argentina? Oh, Gallardo. Yeah, okay. He can play amazing football in Argentina with his club, but by the same logic, he's never played in the Premiership or managed in the Premiership. So
there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee when you get a
But
manager.
who are you talking about, Haz? You're saying that there's fans. Sorry, Rose.
One sec. Sorry. The only guarantee that you can get for a Spurs manager is that he will be fucked by Enoch.
Yep.
That is the only guarantee, right? Doesn't matter how much they've won. Doesn't matter how experienced they are, inexperienced, winners, losers, whatever. The only guarantee that you can take to the bank is that a Spurs manager will get fucked over by Enoch and Levy. Yeah? That's why I think of starting a petition asking for Daniel Levy to be appointed Spurs manager so that he can fuck himself.
Come on, Daniel.
Come on. What was I going to say? I don't know. I've lost. So yeah, panel rants. Rez has had a bit of a rant. Haz has had a bit of a rant. I'm going to have a rant about something completely different. And that is my wonderful. Well, I say wonderful. Ginger pussy cat. Yeah. Obviously last week had a bit of decided to go out, have a bit of a scrap. Got bitten by another cat. Got infected.
Oh yeah.
Cost 114 pounds. Believe it or not, I'm not making that number up. 114 pounds. It was 200, but it got rounded down. And then, obviously, can't go outside. Every single fucking day this week, I've been trying to work. The cat looks at me, meow, meow. But it's not like a little meow. It's like oh, let me out. You're keeping me inside. Yeah, I'm keeping you inside, so I don't have to fucking pay any more money because you already cost a lot. 114 pounds for fucking 5 minutes in the vets, right? Then today, the last 4 days, he's decided that he's going to go up against the back window, scratch at it. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's looking at me, like back at me, and goes. So I'm looking at him and going, mate, I tell you what, I'm fucking going to let you out and I'm not going to let you back in. I'm trying to protect the bloody cat and he's just taking the piss out of me. Like my football team is. Just taking the piss out of me. So that's my rant. We got to go back tomorrow as well. God knows, I need another 60, 70 quid just to go, okay, his ear's a bit better. See you next week.
That wasn't ranty enough. You need to rant more.
I know, I need to be a bit careful in case Laura hears what I'm ranting.
Are you feeling okay, mate?
I won't be tomorrow when it costs me another 140 pounds. Just for them to go, okay, he's feeling better. Come back in a week. No, it's fine. Take my chances now.
Yeah. Well, you bump into the vet the week after. How's your cat? Oh, he's dead, but I don't care.
They tried to charge me £450 to, but basically my cat broke its tail somehow, and it was just like that. And they said it's going to cost £450 if you leave him here. We treat him and he stays overnight, or 50 quid We give you the TCP and the medication, and you can do it yourself. So you can guess which option I took.
Yeah, the 430 quid.
Good one.
After about 500 scratches, and 2 weeks later, the cat was fine. So yeah, it was worth it.
No, I know. It is worth it. It's just when you're sat there and you're just literally like, are you taking the piss
No,
out?
I mean, it was worth the scratches in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to hold him down and put TCP on its wound and stuff. Yeah, not easy.
Surely for another 50 quid, they could have like sold you a tranquilizer gun.
I could have bought another cat res.
Like that, put it to sleep, do the thing, and then it wakes up and walks off.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point. Very good point.
You see, I think what they offered you was the gold level and the bronze level, but they didn't talk about the silver level, which has the tranquilizer gun on it. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, that's
Check.
They were sat there and they were thinking, we're gonna have fun with Haz. He's gonna think 400 quid's not enough, 50 quid. But we all know he's gonna get scratched to shit, right? Because you also know, right, when you get them to the vets, they go in the vets and they're all like, oh, I'm fine, not a problem. You try and do something to me, they get the claws around, everything is
Yep.
Exactly.
Mate, dogs are the worst. I've got a dog as well. And as soon as he goes in the car, he knows he's going to the vets. Before you get to the vet, he knows he's going to the vets. Look, he's here with me now. His ears are pricking up when I say vets. They just know. They're so clever, honestly.
So there you go. Jacob.
Yeah.
Time for your rant.
I've been thinking about a rant because I'm not
rant
trying
it
to
up right nice.
All right. My rant, it kind of sucks here. I don't know how it's in the rest of the world, but so my wife was on the highway and a car's tire and wheel completely came off that was in front of her and she smashed into it.
Whoa.
This guy had some BS insurance that he actually didn't have an open policy for, so he's uninsured. My insurance found a loophole and a way to say that, oh, my wife wasn't covered. So now I have a wrecked car that I owe, I think, $8,000 on still, that I'm paying monthly for a car that's sitting busted up in a lot somewhere. The lawyer basically left us to die because he was like, well, the insurance denied your claim. He didn't have insurance. I'm not going to get any money out of y'all. So he basically gave up on us. It actually really sucks here in America if you get hit by uninsured motorists because even your insurance will try and figure out a way to spread them cheeks. And they found it. They got us. So it just sucks. But on a little bit of light news, my lease was time for renewal, and it only went up by $5. Last year, it went up by like $115.
Jesus.
So it only went up $5 a month. So thankful for that. But yeah, man, fuck that dude whose tire came off. I have his name and his address. I'm not gonna say it on YouTube. I might do a little expose on this motherfucker. Say anyone who knows this bastard, it's time to pull up. It is time to pull up like Mitrovic on a referee. Put your hands on him is what I'm trying to say. So fuck the insurance companies. That's my rant. They're all fucking snaky bastards. Lawyers are snaky bastards because they'll do anything they can to get a buck. But then as soon as they can, oh, I'm not going to get enough money out of you. Instead of saying, hey, let's go after this guy. Because there are lawyers that will say, hey, let's go after this guy. We'll get his fucking license revoked. We'll take him for every last dime that he's got. Instead, this guy's like, I can't send you to get x-rays and a massage from a chiropractor. Therefore, I'm not going to make enough on a settlement. And he just wants the easy check. So fuck that lawyer, too. His name's, I'm not even going to say his name because don't even look him up. Fuck him. Carlos Tristan.
Say the name of his firm.
Carlos Tristan, you bitch. Tristan something. Tristan ass motherfucker.
Okay.
I'll beat your ass. Yeah, he's a little bitch too because I was texting him and he was reading it and just not responding and then having his fucking receptionist call my wife. Talk about snaky little bitch, man. But that's my rant.
So that level of rage, right, is what I have for referees. Because basically referees, like your lawyer, are a bunch of cunts.
Okay. Anyway, so there was some news today that came out.
Just referees are a bunch of cunts.
No, I can confirm it wasn't that. But there was Premier League season 23-24. I put 23-4 Don't know why I put 23-4 because
you can.
Because I can. But
Yeah.
let me just,
Yeah.
as if by magic, it's 23-24 season. Dates for
The other
all
one was
of
also
38.
correct. The other one was also correct.
I know, but I wanted to be a little bit more correct in case I got the YouTube police, because there's a lot of YouTube police around at the moment
There are a lot of
telling
YouTube
people that they're wrong and everything else. So I wanted to make sure I was factually correct in that instance. So yeah, look, dates for all our 38 league matches for the new campaign, as well as the other 342 fixtures across the year, will be announced at 9 a.m. on the 15th of June. That is just 63 days away. Also today,
that's fun.
Yeah, also today. So also this week, 2 days ago, season ticket renewals. Actually, I could have done a rant about season ticket renewals, but then actually I'll be ranting about myself being stupid. So basically, obviously, season ticket renewals.
Season ticket. YouTube police. YouTube police.
YouTube police.
It's the sound of the police, man.
Normally, Rez is
like
like downside of Rez's window. The police are going by, but no. So has got the megaphone. So basically, you had an option from Tuesday at 10 o'clock or 10:30, or I can't remember when. So I'm doing it. I did it on my phone because I was like, okay, I better renew, because I want to move seats. And obviously, the sooner you renew, and fill in the form, the quicker you get a chance of moving seats. So obviously I did that. Then I phoned Rez and said, Rez, I've just renewed my season ticket, but I can't find where you use the account credit. So obviously I had like £130 in there. I was still waiting on my Palace ticket to be sold, which it sold about 20 minutes ago. I don't know whether that was fate or not, because they thought, oh, let's just not, his ticket's sold, but let's not tell him his ticket's sold in case he wants to use it against his season ticket. Yeah. I said to Rez, I don't think you can use the account credit unless you pay it up front. Rez goes, oh, no, you can. You just tick the box that says use account credit, which I didn't see. So I now have £195 in my season ticket account that I cannot withdraw until September. So wow. Daniel Levy and Tottenham Hotspur enjoy having £195 of my money for the next 5 and a bit months. Because, it's the end of September that you get paid it, and you only get it paid once a month between September to March. And outside of that, your money is kept to earn interest for.
Now imagine if there were many thousands of people in your situation, Nick. How much money do you think they're sitting on? Lovely gathering interest. I wonder if Daniel Levy would give any of that interest that would be earned back to you at any point.
I mean, if it was 30,000 people with £195 in their account, that's £5.8 million that he would have in his account. So I don't know how much interest £5.8 million gets, but I'm sure it's a lot more than the 2p that I get a month or whatever in my my Barclays savings account. Yeah. So yes. So yes, so that's other news, and also whoever came up with the, we're getting so many I don't know about you, Rez, but there's so many notifications coming from the Spurs app, literally like every hour. Son was doing something today, and it was to do with the Twitter account and everything else. What they actually called the headline. Bearing in mind, obviously, it's Heung-min Son. They called the headline "Admin Son."
Oh,
now,
God.
That is fucking criminal. Whoever decided to use that. Absolutely criminal. And yes, Scott M, I didn't actually get something right. I got something wrong. But and also, as Stuart says, the winter break was announced. The winter break will be back for the 2023-24 season between January the 13th and January the 20th. There will be 3 midweek games only, because obviously there's been a lot more midweek games this year because of the World Cup farce in Qatar that Rez obviously didn't watch, and we've heard his rant about that on many of occasions.
Indeed.
And there will be 1 bank holiday game. So, there's going to be obviously fewer games, less midweek games, less chance if you do play FPL, less chance of a double game week to increase your points. Alan, I'll just have to sell those pointless Champions League accommodation spaces. Yeah. It was on a well-known booking site that has that word in their website, and you don't have to pay up front. So sadly, I cancelled it. Whereas actually, I should have maybe kept it and sold it to either Manchester City or Real Madrid fans. But hey, next year the final's at Wembley, so we won't have to travel far when we get to the final of the Champions League next season, if we actually get there. Which we
Barry, you and your naive optimism.
I know. So that was what was there. But now we're going to have some fun before because it's been Rez's rant took up half the show, and rightly so.
That's as it should be.
We have that fun.
Go and grab that water. While Haz does, I'm going to get a big shout out to @PSolista on Twitter. Now I don't know whether you're aware, this gentleman,
I'm not,
or lady, or dog, or I'm not really sure what you would say. This person's, because no one actually knows who it is. I've got a feeling that I think I know who it is. I think it's Cody Mack, because he's been very quiet on the YouTube front. He knows a lot of information, and he's very good on the strings. However, while we're waiting for Haz, obviously last week, if you were here, you would have known that there was a song made about me. So let me just, and this is so poor in the way that I've done this, because I was not prepared for Haz to go in there. We're going to listen to it.
Okay.
Objection to the Brazilian called Emerson, but there was one dissenting voice who was practically hoisted at the thought of our right back. His name was Barry, never unhappy. He promised to get his hair dyed just as long as we were top four. He'll get the shepherd's pie. Let's all get on the Emerson train for all those that have doubted him. Not Barry, I'm talking about Emerson. Whatever he got for that £1,000,000 he spent, he has proved them all wrong. Talking royal, forever loyal. He's the goat, don't think this is a joke. Back to Baza and Bobby Dazzler. He knew this all along. Get on board the Emerson train. Choo-choo, choo-choo.
That's great.
Said and done, it's raising loves to Royals. Biggest fan, shout to Barry from the shelf side Spurs show. Here's hoping for a top four, and the hair he'll have in store.
There you go.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that on Spotify at the moment? Can I?
It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter, and I'm gonna while we're doing pick one, kick one. We've got one for Mr. Box Office as well. So he's done.
I think that's the same person who did one for Jack Kanicki too, because I remember that I've heard his voice before.
He's done one for Sean. He's done me. He said no one's safe. I messaged this person on Twitter. I said, can we use it? Can we give him a shout out? He said, yeah, I'm made up. I absolutely love all you guys. And he said, no one in the YouTube community is safe. So just be prepared. And literally 2 days later, came out with that song, and it's literally. The guy's like incredibly talented to just come up with stuff like that. So big up to whoever it is. And let's while we're doing this, I will get everything ready for the closing song which is about Mr. Box Office, and that's just. I think it's probably a little bit better than my song, but I am very truly honoured to do it. So anyway, Rez.
Yeah. Sorry. Just had a message.
Just had a message. So someone's doing a song about someone else on the panel right now. No.
Yes, that's right. That's what it was. It's basically, yeah. So allegedly, it's not Cody Mack.
Oh, okay.
But
Allegedly.
I don't know.
don't
Yes,
know.
it is time for that wonderful thing where one has to test one's brain and make one believe that one prefers one thing over another one. It is time for pick one, kick one. Do it, Barry. Do it.
Do it. Right, okay. So, where are we? Let's bring it up. So, we got 10 this week. 10 this week.
Hold
So
on,
it's
I got the
literally-
spreadsheet ready.
Oh, you haven't got the spreadsheet ready. Okay. Well, while you do that, I'll fill.
All right, ready.
Cody wouldn't know Bobby Dasser according to Chris Hagan. Okay. So, yeah, maybe exactly. You're right there. Right. So, 2 options. You pick one, you kick one. It's as simple as that. I don't want to go into all of this nonsense of like, oh, well, if it was this, I would have it like this. And if it was that, I'd prefer it like that.
Yeah.
So it's just one option, quick fire. We don't need to debate it because that's not what we're here for.
Since you are so nice.
If you take more than 4 seconds to answer, you don't get to answer.
Exactly. So,
is this good cop, bad cop?
yeah.
No, it's bad cop, even worse cop.
Oh, sorry, you said cop. Sorry, you said cop. Sorry.
We'll leave you guys to decide which is which.
Okay, so first one. Rez, winter or summer?
Winter.
Jacob?
Winter.
Has.
Summer, baby.
Yeah, summer, baby. I'm there. So it's on the fence. Fuck the winter, man. It's shit. Next one.
I get sweat in all my crevices during the summer, so I don't like it.
Night or day? Rez.
Night.
Jacob?
Day.
Has.
Day.
I'm going to say... Well, I would say night because I'm normally asleep, but then actually I'm asleep during the day.
It's been 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You don't get to answer.
Sorry.
No, it's day then.
Okay, next one. French fries or onion rings? Rez.
Fries.
Okay. Jacob.
Just
Onion rings.
Fries, baby. Fries.
Onion rings. I'm going with Jacob.
Onion rings.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing like a big old style Texas onion ring. If you ain't had an onion ring,
the onion rings we get in this country are shit.
I'm talking about thick, girthy, just
how's
round
the crap?
clock.
They don't
You
season
can wear it like a watch.
you get an onion, a bit of onion, right? And you like dip it in batter and fry it. It's like, where's the seasoning? There's no flavor.
No, it's got to be like a whole circle of an onion, in my opinion.
Yeah. And Mark Cousins, read the fucking game, mate. It's not both. It's one or the other. Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah, it's not pick two, kick none.
Mark Cousins, you better like the damn
be
video
fair,
too.
the rules are quite confusing. To be fair.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Okay, the next one: mayonnaise or ketchup? Rez.
Ooh, ketchup.
Jacob.
Ketchup.
Has.
Ketchup, man.
Yeah.
Although
ketchup.
weirdly,
No, not weirdly.
I'm not
None of this.
changing. I'm not changing. I'm
Justification.
just saying I use more mayonnaise than I do ketchup, but I prefer ketchup.
You know, there's a professional American football player, and he puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he does. He just gloop, 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 squeeze it in there, stir it up.
No. That's literally
Yum, yum.
putting egg in your coffee.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Sorry.
It's pretty out there, man.
Who
It's
is this
pretty
guy?
out.
Who's this guy?
He's one of the quarterbacks in the upcoming NFL draft.
What's his name? I'm gonna find him on Twitter.
I'm gonna Google it right now, but we can move on.
I'm a coffee lover. I think Rez is a coffee lover as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is sacrilege. Putting mayonnaise in coffee.
Mark.
God,
Get the fuck out of here.
don't tell Ben Kaufman. Bloody hell, we go mad.
Exactly.
Kentucky quarterback Will Levis, maybe it's
Well,
Levis.
that's if it all does it.
Puts mayonnaise in his
Definitely
coffee,
getting
and
it.
this is the other thing. He also eats a banana like whole with the peel and everything. He's an animal.
He is.
Okay, so everyone, if you want to know about any more weird stuff on YouTube, message Jacob, and he'll tell you. Okay, that went a little bit strange. Okay, Pizza Hut or Domino's?
Easy.
Rez.
Domino's. Just.
Jacob,
What? He's on mute.
you're on mute.
Pizza Hut. No one out Hut's the Pizza Hut. Wait, the catchline is no one out Pizza's the Hut. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has.
Plus they had
Yeah.
the patent for the longest time on stuffed crust.
Domino's out pizzas the Hut every day of the week.
Who got stuffed crust though? Who got
Pizza
stuffed crust
Hut.
year round?
It's
Pizza
shit.
Hut is the better stuffed crust. But
Domino's.
Domino's.
They both give me heartburn. I'll put it that way.
Domino's in this country, I don't know if they still do it. They used to do something called double decadence.
Yeah,
where
they
you get a
do.
really, really thin layer of crust, then a cheese sauce, then another layer of crust. That was banging.
No, that sounds
That
good.
was banging.
So here in America, they stuff the crust with a bunch of cheese. You can also get them to put pepperoni and cheese
We
in the
get that
crust.
too. We
That's
get that
next.
too.
That's next level.
We have that too. But Pizza Hut's is better.
Alan Sibley, and you're concerned about fucking flea cops. Oh, the Indian in me decides based on price. Bobby K, get off the fence, mate. Pick one. Right, next one. Microsoft or Apple? Rez.
Oh, fucking hell. Microsoft just.
Oh, Jacob.
I have to say Apple because of all my Apple devices are listening right now, and I need to be obedient. I
Apple,
choose
baby. Apple.
Hang on. So Rez said Microsoft with his Apple phone. What a flip flop.
Your iPhone's about to crap out all next week. Just watch.
Since when do Microsoft do mobile phones? Since their crappy Nexus or whatever it was
Well,
failed.
unfortunately, they do. So you're. Look. Daniel coming with a little thing. Danny pizza, but chicken wings. Yeah, fried or non-fried chicken wings.
And Pizza Hut has the deal. Pizza Hut has
That's
that
the
deal with
question you should be asking.
Wing Hut.
That's the question you should be asking. Chicken wings, fried or bollocks? You know?
Air fried.
Air fried.
Where's
Has
the
gone for a little
grease?
third option. Little air fry. The air fryer generation.
Listen, do not underestimate air fryer. It means that you can eat a lot of fried food with less fat. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
fat's
got an
not-
instant. I got one of them pressure cookers, and that thing changed life. Like you don't have to thaw meat; you can just pressure cook it for 10 minutes.
If you live your life under pressure, mate. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a good thing? I don't know. Is a pressure cooker
Come on, what's
good?
next?
You've been
What's
on
next?
MasterChef.
Come on,
Tom.
come on.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
Come on, hit us with the
As
next
is
one,
coming
man.
with that.
Come on. What's
The
coming
next one. eBay or Amazon? Rez.
Oh no.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Jacob.
Amazon.
As.
My turn. Amazon just.
I'll-
2 day
I'll-
shipping.
I'll have to say Amazon because they pay my wages. So.
You work for Amazon too? So does Michael.
I do a lot
Michael
of,
works for Amazon.
I do a lot of trading on eBay, like trainers and stuff. I buy a lot of trainers and sell stuff. So yeah, it's a close one. But Amazon next day and same day, you can't fault it. Honestly, if I want something tomorrow morning, it's here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, it might be over your fence or it might be thrown at your door.
I've never had that. I've never had
Have you
that from Amazon. Every have done it. They've thrown it on my roof, and I had to get a ladder to go and pick up my parcel. And the worst part of it is, there's no one that you can complain to. They don't have anyone that you can complain to.
Yeah.
But I know where their sorting department is. Just bear that in mind. I know where it is.
We know where you are. I know where it is as well. I know where a lot of them are.
You know what? I actually quite like Every because I used them to return an item to a retailer, and they took it. I got my refund, and then they delivered the items back to me.
Yeah, I've had that as well. I've had that as well. Actually, the flip side to that, sorry, Raj, the flip side to that, I ordered a hoodie from ASOS one time, and I think it was like 4 weeks, and I hadn't got anything yet. And then guess what? After 4 weeks, I get 2 turn up.
Yeah.
2.
Nice.
From Every.
Yeah.
After I
Okay. So the next one, there's three left. Nike or Nike
Easy.
or Adidas. Rez,
Adidas.
Jacob.
Nike can go suck a goat off.
No way. Rez, me and you going to fall out over this.
Listen, Haz, we get on. I don't want this to come between us, but it's got to be Adidas.
It's
Adidas was founded by the Nazis.
No, it wasn't.
Just saying.
No,
So
it wasn't.
Let's not get political.
Sorry.
No, it wasn't.
Same reason I won't drive a BMW. It's out of principle.
Oh, get out.
Bavarian Motors? Are you kidding me? No, thank you,
They're
sir.
Mogadishu, yeah?
When it comes to football kits, I say Adidas. When it comes to anything else, I say Nike.
Has
Nike are the
Oregon
devil.
1971, baby. Nike. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, he's got the
Nike.
stack. There, come on,
Nike.
Nike all the way. I mean, shoes. There's no competition.
I
The
mean,
only thing I say is football shirts, though. Adidas got Nike pinned.
Yeah, Nike ones are crap.
Nike's
Based on
cooked.
R1. But the reason why I chose Adidas is the same as Bobby K. All day I dream about sex. Yeah.
Yes, we know, Bobby. What's the point that you... Oh, I see.
Right, two more.
Yeah, 2 more last time.
No.
Yes, you
Prime
did.
Video or Netflix?
Ooh,
Red,
that's a good one. That's tough.
Neither. No, that's not an option.
Then I'm not going to answer.
Oh, okay
I will
then.
learn you.
All right.
Prime Video, because I don't have to pay for that.
Okay.
Beyond
Jacob?
already paying Amazon.
I'm gonna go with Netflix just because they changed the game. They were game changers. They single-handedly took Blockbuster out of market. So for that, I will say Netflix.
Netflix has.
Netflix all the way. Simply, they've got more variation, documentaries and everything. Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, and for me, there's a show. I don't know if everyone's seen it. The Night Agent on Netflix.
I've not watched
you
it.
haven't seen
You know that Prime
watched
Video
it.
is owned by Amazon, Nick? Just
Yes.
thought I'd let you know before you answer.
I know. I don't care.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They're not going to
Tell them
watch
to up
this.
their game. Yeah, tell them to up
Yeah,
their game.
up your game, man. Everyone chose Netflix yesterday, motherfuckers.
Also,
So Jeff-
Netflix originals are greater than Amazon originals. Amazon's trying
Sure,
with Amazon
long
Studios, but
By a long
Netflix got
way.
them beat.
Yeah, but look, if you're on Netflix, go and watch The Night Agent. It's kind of cross between The Bodyguard, not the one with Kevin Costner, the one with Richard Madsen. Yeah, and I can't remember the other show that Laura said yesterday. But yeah, no, it's a really good show. 10 episodes.
But other than that, it's a really good show, yeah?
No, 10 episodes, and we binge watched 5 last night. So we're probably going to binge
Amazing.
watch the last 5 tonight because it was that good. So, you know, when you're like sat there, you're like, another one? You're looking at the time, and you're like, yeah, fuck it, another one. And
Yeah,
it's
fuck
like
it.
midnight, you're like,
That's how you know
Well,
it's
just-
going.
yeah, fuck it.
Draw everyone's attention to a fight that's brewing up between Bobby Kay, who says Netflix, Prime has less Bollywood options, and Stuart, who says Prime, Netflix has too much Bollywood.
That's hilarious.
Bobby K, regarding Netflix, please let Laura know I started Narcos Wicked. I'm sure she will finish the whole series by the time I finish this one. Yeah, another little story there. So Bobby K, when he came over for the North London Derby, he came over with the kids and we're obviously talking about stuff. And he said, Laura's like, "Oh, name a show that I should watch." And he was like, "Brooklyn Nine-Nine."
Yeah, Brooklyn
so-
Nine-Nine.
So Bobby K was like, "Oh yeah, I'm on. Like, I think we watch it every week with the boys. We go, watch a couple of episodes, what have you, have a few drinks, what have you." And literally about 3 weeks of him getting back, Laura's like, "Yeah, Bobby, where are you at?" Yeah, I finished all 9 series. And she finished it all in like 3 weeks. So Bobby K was like, "What the hell?" So yeah, really good. And the final one, this is going to be a contentious one. More money or more time?
Ooh, more money.
Jacob?
More time. Time is invaluable when it comes to my wife and son, so I'll take all of that I can get.
Wait. In what context is this? You mean living longer or?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, would you like to have more money than what you currently have, or would you like, more time than what you currently have? So obviously you're going to live longer, or you're going to be richer, quicker.
Nah, this
More
world
money.
is fucked up. I'd rather have some more money and live my life, and then I can fuck off. More money.
If you would have asked me this 5 years ago, I would have told you more money, 1,000%. Wouldn't have been any hesitation. But the damn wife and kid changed me, unfortunately.
Bobby K is the
Better life,
Indian,
though.
What's
the
that?
Indian in him. Daniel's going for more time. Phil Baby wants more money. So that is the end of pick one.
Ranch. Actually, that reminds me. There's a brilliant film with Justin Timberlake called I think it's In Time.
In Time, yeah.
What a film that is! What a film! Brilliant concept. They pay for more time, basically. Ties in brilliantly with that question.
Yeah, and people rob people of their time. All sorts.
Such a brilliant film.
Well,
It's a good film.
Well, we got through that, gents. That was very well done. I'm very appreciative. Again, just the seams are showing, Nick. The
What?
seams are showing. You know,
Scenes? What scenes?
I was just coming into that. You know, you've got to get the timing and all of that. So, as you know, we've got a game coming up against a team from the South Coast that's name begins with B. So Jacob obviously will hate them. Obviously. Bournemouth, let's have your score predictions. The game is at home, I believe.
You're not born in the mouth. I just want to say that. You're born elsewhere.
Yes, that's true. We will start with Haz. Your score predictions. What's going to happen? Are we going to win? Is it going to be shit? Is it going to be great? What's going to happen?
Look, if last week's anything to go by, I think Jason Bournemouth will give us a good game. But look, we've got Mason in charge, and I think he's not afraid to make some decisions, changes where they need to be made. So I think we'll end up winning 3-1.
3-1 by Haz. Is it going to be a good 3-1 or is it going to be a shit 3-1?
No, I still think obviously we'll play with a 3 at the back, but
thank God we got rid of Conte. Sorry.
Yeah. I still think we'll have too much for them at home. We beat them 3-2 in the reverse fixture in their ground. They leak goals as well. But I just think we've got more firepower than them, and it'll be a 3-1, I think.
Excellent. Jacob.
I think,
in the words of Emperor Palpatine, let the hate flow through you. Sorry.
cherries are there for the picking. They're not like seagulls that'll come take your lunch. So for me, what do you do with some cherries? You pick them, you eat them, and you tie the stems with your tongue if you can do that. And for me,
can you just calm it down a bit, because there are people watching right now who can't actually stand up because of that. All right.
Seriously. Don't want to get too lightheaded.
Yeah,
make sure
you're
hydrate
ruining
as well.
people's computers. You know, they're spaffing all over the screen right now because of
I don't know what spaffing means, but I'm going to take that as a
Work it
compliment. Okay. I think that when it comes to Bournemouth, like I said, you're not born in the mouth. You're born in the lower half extremities anyway. So this is should win. I know they got Michael B. Jordan, but it's not the Michael Jordan. It's Michael B. Jordan, the B grade Michael Jordan. So he's not MJ. He's not. They're not undefeatable. But the problem that comes with this team is Kiefer Sutherland up top. Apparently, he can run. He can wreak havoc with the shitty defense that we got. I think this back line will naturally let anybody score. Doesn't matter if you're Kiefer Moore, Kiefer Sutherland. They're gonna let you in. They're much like a brothel. They're open. Anyone can just squeeze on in there if you got the right fit, which, I mean, if you're just a walking human, you can get through this defensive line.
Is squeeze the right word when you talk about brothels?
Eliminating the air pockets, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way I could put that.
Yeah. That's cool.
But when it comes to the cherries, I think they'll put easily 2 to 3 on us. I think it could be a 3-3. We will be lucky with a 3-2. I kind of agree with Phil Baby. I think it's gonna be a 3-2 nervy win. I can see Hyungmin Daddy getting on the score sheet again, once again as always. So, you really do have Seagull. You're right, Alan. I do not like seagulls. They have actually taken my shit from me when I've been in California. I don't trust them. I don't like them. They're rats with wings. They're just floating. They smell like they smell like a date gone sour, if you know what I mean.
The difference is, Alan, in America, they can just shoot them if they don't like them.
Fucking quick draw, blow, and then next thing you know, just feathers
No questions
everywhere,
asked.
children crying, and it's get off my lawn, kid. I mean, that's just fuck them. That's kind of the motto out here. Luckily, I don't live by the sea, lest I would be a little bit more angry at the seagulls. But this is about cherries today, and I'm not a big fan of cherries either. So I have gone cherry picking. It's not hard to do. So 3-2 win. I'm gonna say 3-2 win. We're definitely not gonna keep a clean sheet because I mean, name whoever the fuck, and they'll score on us. If someone who hasn't scored in 30 games, fuck it, throw him in there. He'll score.
Yeah.
Someone always gets their first goal against Spurs.
Yeah.
We love helping him out.
This guy has not scored in 3 seasons. Hello.
Yeah.
You're
Dr.
playing
Tottenham, we'll see you now.
yeah.
Waiting to see the doctor.
We'll fix
Exactly.
you.
Harry.
Fix you up.
Let's just go.
I think obviously, Rez, me and you, the last time we played Bournemouth, we won 4-3 with that roller coaster game. Doing the watch along, I'm doing the watch along again on Saturday with Ben. I'm going to say a 2-1 scoreline. As I said earlier, Brighton was a game that we thought we were going to lose. Bournemouth is a game that I think we're going to win. So I think it could be one of those games where we actually lose. You know, we're at the time of the season where we'll lose games we shouldn't do, and we'll win games that we shouldn't. Or we lose games that we should. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's late now. I'll be asleep soon. But yeah, so I think a 2-1 win to us. It's going to be nervy. Yeah, probably be we'll go 2-0 up, then they'll score, and then it'll be that we'll be sitting back like we have done against the Southamptons and Evertons and all of this to try and grind out the 3 points, and then something will potentially happen that will throw it into the mix.
Differences range. Mason's in the dugout. I'm not saying he's going to make major differences, but could have a bit of a bearing on.
Yeah, 100%. You're right there
as well. And I just wanted to. I know we're coming on to Rez, but I just wanted to ask a serious question. If things start going south tomorrow, and with our remaining home games as well, but specifically tomorrow, does it get turbulent at the stadium again? Is it a case where it's got a potential now to sort of kick off during every sort of home game if it's not going well?
Yeah, I mean, for me, look, after this game, we go into a week where we play Newcastle away, United at home, and Liverpool away, right? So, yeah, I mean, I don't see any points from those 3 games, and yeah, potentially it does have the. I mean, I said there's potential we get 9-10 points from the last 9 games. Look, if we win Saturday, and go to 6 points out of 6, but then go on a run where we lose the next 3, and then it's Palace at home, then up next, and obviously we know they're like firing. It's like they've turned into a different team. So yeah, I think it could be if it doesn't go the way that we want it, and that we know what it's like, 15-20 minutes, no goals, then how quickly the atmosphere can turn, or we all know that how quickly the atmosphere can turn in the stadium.
Guys, we have 8 finals. It's time. All right, buckle down. 8 finals. Here we go.
You expect this team to buckle down
or buckle up? I don't know. What
buckle.
the right term for
this team. No, this team is capable of buckling. It's just capable
at the knees.
of buckling.
Buckling at the knees. Yeah.
Right. This team can't buckle in a direction. It can just buckle. That's all it can do.
Oh my god. Can I be spicy and say we're going to get 6 points out of it?
We used to be swashbuckling, not anymore.
Now we're just buckling.
I was just
Yeah.
buckling, yeah. Go on, Jacob, you were going to say?
I think that little 3-game stretch you're talking about where we're at St. James, then at home, then at Anfield, I think we win at Anfield and shock the world. I think we lose to United, and I think we draw with Newcastle. So I'm saying 4 points out of that. Come on now. I know y'all shaking your heads.
No, good, man.
Ryan Mason
fun.
in. I mean, who else do we need taking us into the Carabao Cup final? Who's going to bench Bale when he's in form? Who? Ryan Mason will. Who's going to stand up for Tottenham Hotspur when everyone's pissed that we're joining the Super League? Ryan Mason will. Trust in Ryan Mason. He will help steer this ship right where we're going. Just fucking down.
He's a proper
What
mate.
about you, Rez? What do you think?
I reckon we'll fluke it 2-1.
Fluke it.
We'll be losing the whole
2-1.
game, get an own goal and a VAR penalty or something. Something ugly like that.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, oh, look at that agenda. Look at Spurs. They're getting another decision for them. Blah, 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 blah.
And guess what I'll be saying as well? I ain't see shit, sir. I ain't see shit.
No. Anyway, before we go on to Rez, before we go on to where we can find the two wonderful people below, I have Mr. Box Office's song that I will play you, and then we will close the show afterwards.
Okay, good.
It's the box office, the Hotspur Prince. If you don't know, get to know. No one can resist the main event. Talking truth again. If you don't know, get to know. You'll find his YouTube content. He's got the best smile in the stadium. If you don't like what you hear, don't hate him. Cause he told you all about Paratici. He's also seen some TV. Mr. Box Office, the Hotspur Prince. If you don't know, get to know. No one can resist the main event.
This is fucking great.
If you don't know, get to know the finest YouTube content. He hates the ironic use of Virgil van Dijk. According to him, he should just retire. He's absolutely done. For him, his season is over. Mr. Box Office, the Hotspur Prince. If you don't know, get to know. No one can resist.
And there you go.
That
I want to
is
play that
gold.
on holiday on the beach while sipping on a cocktail.
Unbeknownst to you guys, I had a Spurs fan bopping along to that just out of camera shot.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
Oh,
on that bombshell, is that the right word? On that rather tame sort of folky song.
Yeah.
I would like, I think, to thank our guests. I think that's the right time to do that. So we will start off with you, Haz. Thank you for coming on with your marvelousness. And where can people find you?
Down there, Southview Coys, View from the South Stand on YouTube. We do videos straight after each match for match reactions. So if you get over to YouTube, click on A View from the South Stand, you can find all our previous videos on there. And we are next on after a game against Bournemouth on Saturday. We'll be hosting around about 4 or 5 guests, hopefully. And each show's about an hour and a half. So get on there, give us a like, subscribe if you like what you see. And yeah, and also make sure you subscribe to each and every one of these guys as well whilst you're at it.
Big up to you, mate. Jacob, United Spurs of America. Mm-hmm. Where can we find you?
YouTube.com/@United Spurs of America. On Twitter @USpursofA. Not too crazy there on Twitter. We keep it a little more tame, but we will be live tomorrow for the Friday show. Michael and I, maybe some surprise guests. We're doing kind of a new format on the Friday shows. Where Michael and I will just be on for about 30 minutes, and then I'll open the show up to a couple guests if they so choose to come on. So we're doing the Friday show a little bit different. Also, we are officially monetized over on United Spurs of America, so we will keep it clean for the first 10 minutes, at least no F-bombs. But here's a nice little workaround that I found a lot of other channels do, much like you just did. You have a long play in. That's 5 minutes of an intro. So your video is already, now you just got to make it 5 more minutes without dropping the F bomb or the C bomb. And you know what? I think we can do it. We'll try tomorrow anyway. So tomorrow will be our first show.
Jacob, you know what you should do? You should just do a 10-minute timer, and then that's it. It's fine. Sorted.
Well, no one wants to sit there and wait for a show to start for 10 minutes. We're not damn ABC, NBC, BBC, CMT, whatever the fuck you watch. So please do go on over to United Spurs America, like and subscribe. We are on the road to 1.3K. We've just hit over 270, so 1,270. So that was pretty enjoyable. But yeah, hopefully we can get some traction. The Friday show, we've been changing the time around week to week based on my schedule, based on Michael's schedule. So I think it's really kind of hurt our Friday show. Plus, a lot of people are live on Fridays, so it's kind of difficult to squeeze on in there. But if you do find the time on Fridays, come check out the Friday show. If not, on Mondays should be back on Monday. So come check that out as well. And then after the match, probably doing a little fan show over on the Irish Hotspurs. So go check that out. Go show some love over there as well.
Wonderful.
Fantastic stuff. And another big thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do please go over, like, subscribe, and comment. That really helps us out. So a big up to everyone who has posted in the comments. So big up to Mark Cousins, Kuva, Paddy Hartner, Eugen, Phil Baby, Ishak, Bobby K, Chris Agambar, Stuart, Tom Thacker, Welsh Gal, Daniel Sandoval, What's the Point FC, Bill, Scott M, Ian Ferguson, Alan Sibley, Rob Belcher, Terence Sampson, Easy, and Roy. If I have missed you out, my sincerest apologies. Thank you again for tuning in. As I say, do please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Oh, goes.